going on, guys? Tonight I just wanted to do a quick video of a little bit of a mix or production breakdown of Zoe Hudson's new song, Not Finished Yet, that I was able to produce and mix and master. So let's jump into the Logic session, and I'm going to show you guys a couple pieces that I thought are cool. So let's jump in. All right, so here is the session for Not Finished Yet. So one part that I want to point out that I thought was cool was this intro, and it sounds like this.
Come to the end of my road.
Very cool. So what made up this intro mainly was this vocal here that was a chop from a different part of the song. This is the other part of the song.
I know you're not finished yet.
And then processed sounds like this.
I know you're not finished yet.
Nice, you can hear the reverb really grow. Also, this right here. So that's a cool sound. So basically it's the reverb from the choir or background vocals that I then flipped and reversed. And so it kind of sounds almost alien-like, which helps to build the tension. And then last two things are a piano note that rang out, and then I flipped that as well to make it reverse, which sounds like this. Very cool. And then finally a synth that basically I did the same thing. And that synth is actually playing an E note, which is the second scale degree, so that gives a little bit of a leading tone down to the first chord. And then of course with the normal swell. Gotta love a good swell. And then in all, it sounds like this.
I know you're not finished yet. I've come to the end of my road.
Awesome. So that was one piece. Then, and the next piece that I want to showcase is the percussion section of this song. Every time I do a track or a recording, I don't have a band to play with. I'm recording with myself, so I want to make it sound like there's a band that's really tight and grooving together. So every single time I record, I do a vibe track to start. So I'll show you what that is like. So the vibe track, which is right here, is basically just me giving the groove that I want for the rest of the song. It sounds like this. You can hear a little bit of echo there as well. Awesome. So that vibe track is there, including some shushes, shaker, and then later tambourine. Very cool. And then the last two parts of the percussion section are a chef's knife chopping on a cutting board. I was in the kitchen at one point chopping up some garlic or something. I was like, this is a really cool sound. We should use that in the song. Sounds like this. With a little bit of processing, it just really goes hard. And then also I was like, I could probably do more than that, so I actually scraped the knife. Nice. All right, so here's the percussion section at that part of the song. Very cool. And adding in the drums. And the whole song. Let's go without vocals.
I know you're not finished yet.
Very cool, very cool. All right, awesome. So the last part that I want to showcase is actually how we approach doing the background singers. So Zoe recorded a couple of background singers herself, doing some harmonies and stuff. For instance, like here.
You're still writing my story.
So those are processed and tuned, and like right here, high harmony.
To give, and all that I have is open.
Awesome. So we listened to that and we thought that was fine, but we wanted to add some more texture. And so I used a plugin called iZotope's Vocal Synth 2, actually. And basically what it does is it's a vocoder, which is where you can flow audio through a synth, basically. And it will push that audio through whatever notes you're playing on the keyboard of the synth, and it will kind of give the effect of more voices at once. It's kind of like a polysynth almost. So for instance, here's the audio that we sent, which is just the main vocal right here.
Deserve all the glory. You've never stopped fighting for me.
Awesome. And so then that flowing through, me playing the notes as well, sounds like this.
You still deserve all the glory.
So it sounds almost like there's a background singer there. Also, there's some harmonies I added with the vocal synth.
You've never stopped fighting for.
So I'm just playing chords on the keyboard, and the audio of her vocal is being pushed through that. So I could play these chords, and they sounded really cool like this.
Glory. You've never stopped fighting for me. God, you always.
Awesome. And then finally, there's a bass.
God, you always understand
So in all, this is how that sounds together at the end of the bridge.
for me. God, you always understand. So I surrender.
With the lead vocal.
Surrender to your plans. So here it is, all that I am. You're right beside me. You're my closest friend. But I have nothing left to give, and all that I have is open hands. With nothing around me seems to make sense. I know you're not finished yet.
Very, very cool. So those are a couple of parts of this song that I thought were cool, exciting, and I learned a lot by making this song. Excited for the next one. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for this. If you're into this kind of thing, let me know in the comments, and I hope to make more stuff like this. So thanks, y'all. Be kind.